Hi everyone, welcome back to the Audiobook Cook. Today we're going to dive into a delicious cozy combo, a warm vegan cacciatore paired with the Love Lyric by Kristina Forest. Now I laid out all my ingredients and at the end I decided to pair it with some quinoa and white basmati rice instead of the couscous. So we're going to let some olive oil heat up in our pot before we add our onion and garlic to start. We're gonna have that saute in the pan until it becomes light and soft and a translucent color. In the Love Lyric, the main character, Iris, is a single mom, still healing after a loss. Her love interest is singer-songwriter Angel, who's basically been pining after her for the last 3 years since they met at a party for her sister, one of her sisters. The series is about the Green sisters, by the way. This is book 3, I think, and the other sisters are Violet and Lily. And this one was just as good as the other two. The characters are open and honest with each other, and the way they come together is so sweet and so engaging. The author did a really good job pulling you into the story and just making you fall in love with her characters. Now, I did prep this meal beforehand, so everything's cut up, the vegetables are cut up and just put to the side, ready to be added into the pot. It's a very quick meal. It only took me about 20 to 30 minutes. That's including all the prep that was done. So it's a fast meal. You can get it on the table and in front of your family very quickly. We're gonna start adding in the sweet peppers. Now, I used 3 because I wanted to add some color to the dish. So it's the red, the orange, and the green. Remember to stir your pot so that nothing sticks to the bottom and burns. There's no need to add any stock to this. It makes its own liquid once it's covered and put to simmer. As we were listening to our story, as I was listening to the story, I loved the parts where Angel wrote lyrics for her, like song lyrics for her. Something would happen and he would think of her and he would write the lyrics. It was almost as if she was his muse in a sense. And there are some lyrics, some quotes that really stood out to me, and I'll share them with you because there are a lot, but these ones just really made me say, oh. I love how emotionally honest and open Angel is all throughout the story. He's completely clear about what he wants from her, and she doesn't have to guess how he feels, and he's patient because he understands that she is in an emotional space where he has to be understanding, and she's also a mom, so she has to think about the best thing for her kid as well. Now, as I'm adding my seasoning to the pot, I do not usually measure. I just add whatever I feel, and I add a little more or a little less. I'll make sure to put the actual measurements in the ingredient card, in the recipe card. But personally, I just go with my gut here. I just go with the ancestors telling me how to season and flavor, and it works very well. I do add some cumin to it because I love the smokiness that the cumin adds, the flavor that it adds, and that's always a good thing for dishes like stews. Not all stews, but this one I did feel like I needed to add a little cumin to it, and it worked really well. The flavor came together really nicely. There's something so grounding and warm and cozy about listening to or reading a good story where it's drama free and the characters are well thought out. And I love the familial element of it as well. Kristina Forest is really great with writing that in her stories. Mind you, I've only read the Green Sisters books. I'm sure she has more in her backlog that I probably need to get a hold of just so I can enjoy some more of her work. Here's the cumin that I'm going to put in, and I did put in mushrooms because the mushrooms are a great substitute since this is a vegetarian dish. There is no meat, and as all my vegans and vegetarians know, mushrooms are fantastic for meat substitutes. Some thyme goes in there as well. And then remember, we're constantly stirring because we don't want anything to stick. This meal was really comforting. And it's the kind of dish that you can eat summer, fall, whenever, midweek, something quick and filling for the family. It's a really good one. Carrots as well. So it has a lot of nice veggies that we're just gonna stir all together and let it just do its thing. Deep flavor, spice, and a warm hug in a bowl almost. Here's a quote from one of Angel's songs that he wrote for Iris. Wrong time, wrong place, I wanna see your face. If only you know how much it meant, I want to relive the time we spent. And he wrote this when they had that third act conflict, which was very minuscule, and it was not frustrating how some of those can be. And another one that I really loved when they reconciled, Iris says that never giving herself a chance to love Angel was worse than losing him, and she didn't even realize that. I was like, oh my goodness, those lines were such good quotes. So good. So if you're in the mood for a mellow, vibey romance, guys, and a hearty vegan stew that feels like, I don't know, just a soft song, I think this pairing will be for you. I'm going to also add some tomato paste to give the stew some more body. So we added tomatoes as well, and I added a lot of tomatoes. I cut up 2 medium-sized tomatoes and then the tomato paste, and we're gonna give that a nice stir. I don't really like the when the female character tries to sound like the guy. It just sounds so weird. It sounds so weird. It's covered, you leave it on and allow it to come together for a few minutes. Then we're going to add some olives and capers. I am not a huge fan of these 2 ingredients. However, they really added something to the meal. The flavor profile went up top notch. It was really tasty. So here it is, guys, warm, cozy, and full of flavor, just like the love lyric. Whether you're a romance lover or just in the need of something comforting, this pairing might be your favorite. if you decide to give this recipe a try, let me know in the comments. Or if you've read the love lyric, I'd love to hear your thoughts. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a chapter or a bite. Until next time, happy reading and happy eating.